What did you make at your last job? This is the question that just won't die, right? Even though this is banned in 20 states or more, it just keeps coming up. And I'll explain in the episode why. I'm also going to explain why it's risky to answer and how do you maneuver, pivot with confidence, and answer the way that you want to answer. Okay? Especially if you are a high performing leader who has been underpaid before. A lot of my prospective clients or clients ask me, hey, wait, isn't that question illegal? Of course, it is in 20 states. And some of those states are California, New York, Illinois. Companies are not allowed to ask what you made before. And why is that? Because it keeps people stuck. If you were underpaid in your last job and they use that number to decide what to pay you now, you will stay underpaid, right? And that's just not realistic or fair. And that's why these rules exist to help fix those pay gaps. But why do people still ask? And that is a good question. There may be various reasons. Some recruiters just don't know the rules. They ask out of habit. Some hope that you will answer so they can calibrate you so that they can either bring you on to go through the interview rounds or just move on to the next candidate or the next job. Some are trying to be sneaky, unfortunately, like what were you earning before? So they know that anything above that, you're going to jump at the proposition. But remember this, even if they ask in a, well, let me rephrase that. Even if they ask and you are in a state where it's illegal for them to ask, you still don't have to answer. Okay? You don't have to answer anywhere. Before I give you the tips and tricks on how to pivot away from the answer, why does answering hurt you? Let's just say you made 130,000 before, but the new job has a budget of 170,000. If you say you were 130,000, they might offer you 150,000. So that means you just lost $20,000 because you gave them your old number too early. This is called anchoring in negotiation, and we don't have to go into the nitty gritty. Just know that if you share your number too early, there is a pretty big chance that you would be underpaid going forward. So instead of sharing your past pay, share what you want going forward. And I know it's easier said than done, but I got you. Don't worry. There are three ways to answer. Let's say it's illegal in your state to ask. If you feel confident, you can say, I think that question isn't allowed in California, Illinois, New York, but I can tell you what I'm looking for now, right? That's simple as that. If it's illegal, but you don't feel like you can say that, you can say, I'm looking for a role that matches the impact that I'm going to make. And based on the research I've done, I'm expecting a base pay between X and Y. And I've talked about the three-part salary range in multiple videos. I'll link a few in the show notes so that you can access that to create that range for yourself. Let's just say they cornered you and you blurted out the salary. Unfortunately, this happens more time than we like to admit, primarily because emotions are high, tensions are strong. So you could say, I made 130,000, but I do want you to understand I was underpaid. And I know that for the impact that I'm going to bring, the range needs to be dollar X to dollar Y. And that's why I'm looking for something that fits my skills now. And I'm expecting something closer to X. Keep it simple, but keep it strong and confident. Don't defend the past. Just talk about it and say, I was underpaid, and we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're going to talk about the future. All right? Just a reminder, the pay that you got at your last job does not define you. So I'll give you a very quick example. During my MBA school, I was working in the cafeteria. Now, the cafeteria pays at that time $8 an hour. When I graduated with my degree with an MBA, there was no way I was going to take a pay that's $8 an hour. Now, this is an extreme example, but this goes to hopefully highlight for you how the last pay that you received in no way determines what you're going to do for the company going forward. Makes sense, right? This is a new role, a new you, a new number, and you get to set the bar. If you're not sure when this comes up, I've got you. Grab my salary negotiation training from my website. I'll also link it, or message me on LinkedIn and I'll send it over. You don't have to be nervous, you just need to be prepared. My friends, Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.